wizards, but
Let me get going here. Start to YouTube, and then this should be live. And mute that. Okay. Can you believe it's middle of December and like Christmas is around the corner? And like,
I don't know where this year went. I just don't remember it.
I really feel like it just flew by.
Yeah.
So welcome everyone. We're streaming here. I asked Dylan. Dylan was gonna. He uses AutoHotkey and he does stuff anyway. But he also Dale had asked about using Discord, and even though I have a Discord account, I don't actually do much with it. So Dylan at least has a little experience of doing stuff on there. There's Sean. And then we had one other thing I was going to plan to do because actually two things. And Dylan, I don't recall. Maybe I asked you this. Are you in a lot of Zoom meetings?
Yeah. Besides my work and then doing stuff with you, then no.
No. Okay. For some people, especially in like academia, they have or corporate America, they have a lot of Zoom meetings, right? And the history in Zoom only keeps a certain amount in your queue, and even then you only see the number, so you don't see like a name associated to it. So I wrote a script, and then in using QAP, it makes it very easy to have the meetings at your fingertips. So I thought I'd demonstrate that. But how you doing, John? Oh, you're muted. Oh, sorry. Hold on. That's interesting. But why? But how is Dylan?
Hello. Yeah, usually we don't have to ask. You don't have to authorize on news, but this time it seems that. Hello.
Yeah, and I didn't.
Hello, Dylan.
I didn't unmute Dylan, so I don't know how he was talking.
Yeah, it's like when John entered, like then I got muted. I was like, oh, okay.
That's weird. Very weird.
Sorry for being late.
Yeah, no problem.
Morning, John.
How are you, Dylan?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great, good too.
So I forget where I was going with that other than just saying hi to John.
Talking about Zoom meetings and the list of Zoom meetings.
Yeah. So what we start, which is, so Dale had asked about using Discord, and Dylan at least has used it a little. Dylan, do you want to share your screen and then show us a little of?
Is Dale with us?
No, but I'm sure he'll watch this later.
Yeah,
he doesn't attend this often, but he watches them later.
Yeah.
Can you guys see Discord?
Yeah.
Cool. So this is Discord. This is your
wave to Joe Blinds.
Yeah, exactly. Let's wave to Joe. I'll use you as the test subject. Yeah. So I don't have to show the private messages. So it's just like a simple messaging app. It's kind of like, I would say, like a messaging, like Facebook Messenger, and then Reddit along with the same thing. So it's like a forum and messaging app together, and that's like the power of Discord.
Well, and what really, sorry for interrupting you, Dylan, is what really confuses me is there's the AutoHotkey server that you need to basically, configure, log in, like set, and then there are the users. And that, sorry for interrupting there, but and this is what I reached out to Geek Dude, and Geek Dude said, look, when you already have an account, it's really hard to demonstrate that whole process because everything's configured. So yeah. I'll get someone to help me do a separate video on that, on creating the configuration and all that stuff.
Yeah, like you said, yeah, because I already have it. It's kind of linked through everything of my like Google account and stuff. It's kind of hard to show like a brand new thing and log into the server. But yeah, so this would be it, and each server's like a chat room or something, or like a meeting room, and these are your direct messages. So I'll show some stuff using yours, so I don't message anybody. But this is the AutoHotkey server room, and when you join it, it'll pretty much look like this, and this is where you can go and ask help. It's the quickest way I found to actually get live help. Usually you get responded in minutes or seconds, and how to basically use it in simple sense is you have your help. These are kind of like, it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
it's how the server's built with the bots. Like, this is beyond my knowledge of Discord, but like you have little like threads of whatnot, kind of like the Reddit threads. And so these things will populate with help saying there's a room active, or somebody's, you can ask for help here. And once you ask for help, so if I click on it, and you can just scroll to the bottom if you want, type in your message, and this chat room help ask here will now go to the help occupied. Sorry. I don't know if
Slowed. Okay.
You see my mouse?
No, I don't see your mouse, but I see the highlighting.
Okay. Can you see that?
That's why it was hard to follow. It was just very fast because I don't. John, do you see this mouse?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
But we can see the highlighting. So as long as you move it slower, it's a little easier to understand where you are.
Okay. So yeah, so the help Juliet and help golf, that's where in this help ask here, you'll click on one of these threads as an open thread to ask for help. And then you type in your question. And then this help Juliet or golf will move down to the help occupied, which is in the middle of it. And it will just populate there as a closed door. Like, hey, you're being helped here, and somebody will help you when they see it. And so don't make the mistake on asking for help in the help occupied, because you'll instantly get kicked out, or somebody say, like you're in a private room, go ask for help in another thing. And so it just keeps it organized. And the bots usually do a really good job at saying this, like, hey, you didn't ask for help, you need to move over here or whatnot. And then when you're done, you type in .close, which is a command, and it will close out the server and open the room for somebody else. Those are like the basic terms of how to use this.
I'm so glad you did. The guy had no idea. I messaged people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know for .close for a long time. Everyone says like close the room when you're done. I'm like, well, how do you do that? But let me show you.
Were you born in the barn?
Yeah, exactly. So simple things of why it's also cool that talk in Discord besides live chat. You can @ someone to target someone directly. You can target certain rooms or threads with the hashtag. And the cool thing is, I forgot what this is called, but you can use 3 backticks and then type in the language you want to color syntax. So if I type in AHK and just type, a message box, it should work. And then you close it with 3 backticks. And that's how it'll look. So this way you can ask for people's help and type in codes. If it's too long, you will need to save it as a text, in which Discord, I believe, automatically will suggest it. Hey, we'll save this as just a raw text file so they can download it, because there's a certain character limit you can actually ask for.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you haven't done this, but you can also, I see up at the top there, do a call or a video. And I don't know if that is also separate from sharing your desktop, because I know you can do that as well, right?
Yes. So Discord, you can start a voice call, and you can just have groups of chats. So if I just show another one, so ignore the chat, but you can join, and you'll be in like a private chat room, and you'll see my mic's muted and whatnot, and other people can join. And so that's one of the things. Man, I forgot how to leave. Well, I'll stay in there forever. I forgot where the end button is. Oh, here it is. Right here. Disconnect. Do you see on the bottom left? So I say disconnect. So yeah, so it could also be a chat room, all right, on the servers. And then we go back to here. You can start a private chat with any of your actual friends here, and it will kind of join in and show. Do you want me to call you, Joe, to show it, to showcase it? Would that be hard because you're on Zoom?
Yeah, I'm afraid it would
be
echoing. I mean, I don't think it's a complicated thing, right? So I don't know if we need to show it.
Yeah, so it would just, it will start ringing and you join in. And because of the holiday festive, Discord changed their sound to some like annoying bell sound, which is very scary when you hear it all of a sudden. The video. What's up?
Sorry, let me interrupt you for a second. Is this? It looks like you're running the desktop application. Is that right?
Oh yeah, that's correct. So you could go to the web browser, but I mean, I recommend the desktop. It has way more features, and you can share your screen. And I believe, you can share audio sources. If you pay for Nitro, which is like their premium thing, which is not expensive, I think it's like $6 a month or something like that. You can stream in like 1080 or 4K or something like that with 60 FPS and share attach higher files. Because of the limit of 10 megabytes. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, you can share video. Everyone can share their screens. Share your just like Zoom.
Here's the one I'm not sure on, which I believe I know. Can later, let's say you asked me about shell hooks just because it's on my mind, right? And I'm in here and I answer your questions. And then Jean is interested in shell hooks. When he comes to Discord, can he search and see our conversation?
Only no. Only if he's part of the group. So
Okay.
right now, this is a private message between you and I.
Okay.
You can create groups. Like down here, you see Day to Remember. There's 4 members. I'm highly on the bottom left. There's 4 people in that group. You can message everybody in that group. And when the last person leaves that group, then all the history is destroyed. Otherwise, you can leave it there forever.
Okay,
and
so
keeps all the history. It's very good at it. You could search the history and type in what you want, and it gives you,
but it keeps your history, to be clear, right?
Everybody who's in the chat, it keeps the history of.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if I come in, would I see that?
You wouldn't see it if you came in afterwards. Like, so if, like, say if me and John had a conversation for a month, and then you came in the next.
That's what I'm saying is it's your history, not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
See, and it's really good to know because, I send people both often to the forum, to Reddit, and to Discord. And I say, if you want live help, both Reddit and Discord are really good. But now I have a better understanding of, like, look, if you're going to search for your, answer, then Reddit clearly has an advantage there, right? But if you're trying to get someone to really help you live, Discord is the place to be.
Yeah.
What's
up, John?
Excuse me. Yeah, it's the first time I really take a look at Discord, and I missed, I think, part of what you explained at the beginning. How do I ask for help to anybody that could help me on AutoHotkey, for example?
Okay.
So I need to focus on the topic first, then ask for a question.
Yeah, correct. So after you join the live AutoHotkey server, in the help ask me here column, you'll see help Juliet, help golf. It'll be definitely different names based off Alpha, Bravo, those things. And if there's a free room, you just click on it. And, you'll see it pop.
So you first need to connect to the AutoHotkey server.
Correct.
And it's already there, or you search for AutoHotkey. How do you get to it when you don't have it?
I can give you the link.
Yeah, there's a link.
There's a link.
Join, and it usually will connect through the browser first, and then once you're connected through it, then it will say, "Hey, do you want to open in your desktop Discord?" And then it will populate here on the left. So all these little pictures and things are servers of mine that I've joined.
Hey, Dylan, can you open a browser just because you're sharing a screen? Open your browser and go to the-Automator.com.
Okay. Yeah. Let me. I think I shared Discord, so let me stop sharing and then share the screen. Screen 3. Okay. Cool.
And then go to go to the Automator.
Did I type that right? I don't think so.
d/Automator.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a hot string for it.
Yeah, right. There you go.
And then under AutoHotkey in the menus, go to Ultimate Resources. It's about midway, the ultimate list of AutoHotkey resources. And on here, search for Discord.
Right here?
There it is. So that's the link to the Discord server, I believe. Actually, click it, it'll bring you to. So it's a pretty link. Apparently, I put that there. But because it changes, and I think that's what it was it will update, and I just so
yeah, this looks different than what as a first time user would join. It would basically log you in, set you up, and then eventually you'll see this where it says, "Hey, you have a desktop thingy." So
the first time you will have to download it, and
yeah, exactly.
Good.
But yeah, so then it has an okay search thing.
So there are the help section that you showed, and the off-topic section, general programming, gaming. Are there kind of open forums or?
Yeah, open topics where you could just chat with people about stuff, and it just keeps it organized. Yeah, those were the on the Reddit thread.
But you should not ask for help there.
No, not yeah. If you're asking for help, you would use this. That's based on the rules of this server. And honestly, everyone's really nice there. If you ever break the rules, they'll just remind you, or the bot will, and it'll just correct you.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Dylan. Let's say Jean and I are having a conversation in the off-topic something, and we bring up running of whatever. I can say, hey, can you help me answer this? Let's go to the one of the question ones to actually move it, because the thing is, everyone in that thread, for lack of a better term, room, They don't
see
want to see
everything.
that. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I think it's being.
And when you go to the help section, is it private or semi-private or?
Yeah, semi-private, I guess. I mean, you just know it's occupied, basically. It's like a room with glass walls. Like you could see everything that's going on, but you know someone's being helped in there.
So you can be a lurker in a chat, in a help chat. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. So see, these Help Julia and Help Golf are both open at the moment. But if I click on them, I can see the past history of everyone who's asked to help, and here you can see the syntax and what they're helping.
Well,
And so it's closed right now, but I can see all the history that's happened within it.
And what's the difference between Juliet and Golf?
Nothing. It means more rooms, basically.
Different people answering questions there, or?
Yep. Yeah. So basically imagine like you go to a facility, and it started off with one room and so many people kept asking for help. So they just made multiple rooms so you could have more people to ask for help at the same time rather than everyone trying to ask for help with one room.
Yeah. In the same and being mixed in with other topics. Yeah. Okay.
So otherwise, there's no difference of what room you ask help in.
But help me understand this, Dylan, because I guess I'm a little confused now. Because again, let's say John and I, or whoever it was, had our conversation going through how to run a program, and then you come later. Couldn't you search in there? I mean, it does show you the stuff, right?
Yeah. No, you can search in here.
Okay. I thought you were saying unless you were part of the conversation, you wouldn't see what was done. So
that's for direct messages only.
Okay.
I'm
all
sorry.
right. It's all right.
Just
for
this.
Okay.
Yeah, but for servers, it's different. And I'm pretty sure you might be able to. I don't know. You could set like what the history limit is, or perhaps I'm not too confident on that answer, but because you have many controls of how you control your own server, especially with the bots.
and this is sorry, Jean. So because I have my YouTube channel, I watch TubeBuddy and they had a live Friday, kind of like this, where they help people, right? Mm-hmm. And they would have. People could only submit their questions through Discord. And it always cracked me up because it was such a pain in the butt because people clearly didn't understand how to do the stuff in Discord. And now I get it because it is a pretty complex and robust tool.
I want to ask a one-on-one question. Excuse me.
What's up, John?
Yeah, one last question about a newbie question. There are people monitoring what is in the help topics. If it's closed and I open it and ask a question, there's nobody there at first. So there are users monitoring these channels to give help.
Yeah. So, obviously if it's in the help occupy, you don't want to ask there because people are being helped already. And you ask in the open, and then these people on the right, the staff, they'll get like notifications usually.
Okay.
And you can set that up for yourself. Especially when you join a server the first time, you'll probably get notified a lot and you'll want to turn off notifications. And so these staff members usually leave those notifications on, especially for certain rooms or threads like the help section. And so they'll just get notified. And if they think they can help you, they'll answer quickly. And they're, like I said, everyone's here is extremely nice. I've never had anybody be mean or something.
Good.
It's the nature of AutoHotkey users. They are amazingly, helpful and nice. And
And shout out to Rooney. Rooney was very nice to me. Helped me a bunch of times. And there's another one, Noah or something, NOU. He went out of his way to explain. He wrote me a direct message, like a huge thread of how this is done and whatnot. And they're very helpful here. And you can search through this. I think if you press ctrl+F, it'll bring you up here and see how it says #HelpJuliet. Because I had the #HelpJuliet menu open, now I'm searching just between this. And then otherwise, you can search from a specific user. So I could probably find everything that I wrote. And that's what this looks like. So this is everything I wrote in here. You can see me closing a thread, asking for help to a specific user, responding to them. And you can see my syntax and just... This is the quickest way I've always found quick help. But yeah.
Well, you know what confused me with earlier when I asked you what was your, and I forget what those are called, avatar, whatever, your name. And it's effective. And then there's that #4639. Now can the #4639, is that unique?
That I don't think you can set that. That is unique. So I guess I'm the 4,300 and effective out there. But you can actually change your name per server. Effective is what I signed up with because when I joined this, it was during video game time, and but in many different places, I just have my name or a different thing.
Okay.
And also, if you own a server, you can rename
Well,
people.
Well, and actually, so let's, because I don't think Geek Dude cares. On the left, it looks like you have his man cave kind of thing, right?
Yep.
And that's where these are different. Are those all different servers on the far left? This is where I don't understand. I get confused.
Correct. Yeah, these are
Okay.
all different servers. And so that's, I have AutoHotkey and Geek Dude next to each other because they're the only two
Sure.
AutoHotkey servers I'm part of. Everything
Okay.
else is pretty much games and stuff. And
Cool.
private
Okay.
stuff. But yeah, this is Geek Dudes, which I highly recommend to join. I mean, here's me asking Geek Dude for help recently on Neutron. And that's just a simple thing. Like, he's got all his projects here, so I would just join one of these chats, and just type in your question concerning that. Otherwise, like, if you want to talk general, he has general and other stuff. And so that's basically in the Reddit sense. You're just joining a particular thread and talking about that topic there.
And I think, I don't know if it's a human experience and I just have yet to get adapted to it. But what I noticed, because I'm using Microsoft Word in dark mode, and I was having a really hard time noticing what was bold and the breakage and stuff. And I wonder if Discord was in the lighter version instead of the dark version, if we would see a better grouping of, like, that these are all under Geek Dude's server. You know what I mean? Because for me, they don't pop like really well.
Yeah, that's a so I don't know about these being bolded or whatnot in the dark mode or the light mode. I know,
but I mean, there might be lines that like divide them or something, and you'd see it clearer. Because I don't see it. Just, to me, it's hard to distinct it, and it might just be because I'm older. I don't know. Or I'm just not.
It is a little hard. There's a tiny error right here. Consider, like, so,
yeah.
And I can close this kind of group here, and this is, I guess, bold or in capital letters. That's how they define it. The things that are light means there are new topics, and you can see also a half semi-white circle saying, hey, there are new stuff you haven't read in this channel. And the gray ones means I'm caught up to date on everything. So there's just a little visual notification. I don't know if Discord has a light mode. I actually never tried it. It's just always been dark since I started. I guess we can see.
That doesn't, it's okay. Yeah, I was just, it was something I noticed on, like I said, I was playing in Word, and I'm like, why can't I see this? And I'm like, it might just be that I'm just not used to it yet. Oh,
there you go. It's very bright.
Yeah.
It
does for me. It is a little easier, but not a lot. It's not, I was thinking there might be dividing lines that kind of segment them, but there's not.
Yeah.
But
honestly, the light's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
The colors are too bright. They should darken the colors, if anything, and then have a white background. But yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
That's a great high level intro. Thank you, Dylan.
You're welcome.
And I know, because from talking to Jackie, and I can't remember if John and I think we discussed it possibly as using Discord as your own like support channel for people can have stuff. I thought about creating one, and I still might someday, as having it a way to Oh, how did?
Yeah, I mute.
Oh, and now I muted
again.
you. Unmute. Trying to.
I'm on. I muted myself, but I was not able to unmute myself. Yeah, I was going there. What you just said. If we have time, unless we have questions from other users, but what would you suggest for quick access pop-up to build a support channel on this? Would it be to create a server or create a channel? Or what's the vocabulary that describe what I would have to do?
Yeah, create a server. Absolutely.
Server. Okay.
I would join it immediately. I do think, especially for you, Joe, if you wanted to get into it, I highly recommend Discord. I think it's the best way, especially when combining your support and something like YouTube. It's where people can ask questions real quick, type longer things, have formatting for the questions, and you can share stuff, share videos. You can jump in the channel with them, so you can have John a private channel that only hosts 2 people, let's say, because you could set a maximum how many people are in there, and they only give this access. So it's hard to show without like another person, but basically you're in the channel and nobody can join it unless you drag their name into it. So like they'll, so you can push them into it and say, hey, now you're in here. You and I are talking in a private channel. Nobody else can bother us, and I could one-on-one support you. Otherwise, yeah, John, you could set up threads for different stuff about QAP, snippets and hot strings and this and that. and ask for help in those topics so people can be organized and then people can
Right.
look back. You can also, I didn't show this, but you could star or, like make favorites of little things and people can search those as well.
Great.
Yeah. But yeah, I highly recommend it.
So
I
one
love
more
this.
channel. So there will be email, forum, Discord, YouTube, Facebook, which I do not take care enough of. So yeah, but it's good to have something live like this. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's some really big pluses to it. And more to me, and it gets back to why, generally speaking, I don't help people one-on-one, especially, someone wrote me the other day on Facebook and Messenger, they wanted me to write something for them custom. And I'm like, I don't support people one-on-one where no one else can see it. Like, I don't have time to help people individually. I'm working, and when I can help a lot of people, if your topic is generic enough, I can help a lot of people, I'll do it, and we record a video doing it. But yeah, anyway, but I do like this. What I like about Discord is, okay, you can, if it's not in a private conversation, there'll be a history of it and people can go and read it later and see it. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. But like you said, Reddit is a little better, that it's a little cleaner to understand when you're going back. Like, these people had a conversation a year ago and I can go search it with Google. And, that's where Discord's not the best at. And they're probably trying to make their search thing better. It is a good search. It's just not as clean looking as Reddit would be. But for
I would also say,
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead and finish up, Dylan. Sorry.
Oh, so it basically is the replacement of live IRC chat. I think that's what it was called on forums and stuff. Like, this is what it is, a live help. And, this is like the forums and chat combined into one in a very clean, the best it could be way. Yeah.
The thing
Jackie is using it a lot for his project too.
Yeah. And he has that, the bot going to help answer questions, which, is really cool. One of the things I don't like about it, which is and I don't knock it because that's what Discord wants to do, but it's when you're first doing it, it's so easy to switch off of your topic, off of your server, and not even realize you went off of your server. You know what I mean? There's just so much that could be there. It just gets to me a bit confusing of when you're new, but
yeah, because it's so robust. And it's definitely grown since I first joined it. Like, it does get confusing a little bit. I guess I'm not confused, and maybe someone like Geek Dudes not either, because we've been using it for so long. But yeah, for someone who's just coming in, it looks very confusing, and there's a lot of words and letters and colors. So you're like, what is going on?
Well, and that's what dawned on me from Dale's request was like, I really should have, in the Discord should have a good solid intro tutorial video of an onboarding video of here's where you go, here's what you do, because it's a lot of little nuanced stuff, right? Of, like you said, and unfortunately we couldn't see your mouse, but just pointing out, look, you go here, ask this, down here you can have other chats. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We have Casher 67 on the YouTube chat that talks about preferring not liking threads. That's what I see. But I'm still new to this, so I don't really myself understand the difference between trends and channels and all this, but I'll get to it.
So yeah, the threads and channels would be on the left-hand side, so that would be within the server. Like I was calling, like the little rooms that you can with the glass walls. Those would be the threads or channels.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Dylan. That was.
Yep, thank you.
Like I said, I'm so glad maybe that's why Geek Dude said, would you like me to post it, asking for some of the blah. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. Because I would have screwed it up. I would have put it in some place and they're like, yeah, don't, that doesn't go here. But to your point, and it's actually the same way as they are in the forum, right? People are very nice about like, hey, that's actually a question you should put in the ask for help, sub thread, not the general or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, the moderators do good at just, hey, let me move this over here for you. And like if you're talking within a thread just about normal stuff and then it turns into be helping,
right?
Most of the moderators like, let's move it to to this way so we don't flood this channel. But yeah, you're not going to get kicked out for doing something wrong.
So why don't we go on to the next one, which was at our call last week. and I forget who it was, but they mentioned they had something like 200 different PowerPoint decks. And I forget how they were trying to solve it. I think they were trying to build something, and I'm like, I would just use QAP for that. But and it didn't dawn on me at the time of like, this is a perfect example of using a live folder. So so I told Jean, and I'm gonna let me share my desk.
And I won't mute myself now.
I changed it where people can unmute
it?
themselves. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's my QAP instance. And I'm gonna say customize. And now let me bring over a folder. Let me so I'll show you. And what? Why didn't oh, come on, why? I want to just click in here, not how. That's weird with directory opus. Explorer. No, I'm in. What? That is weird.
Are you just trying to click the URL?
Yeah, no, I was just trying to click in there so I could type. So I, of course, have a hot string to navigate. So here are almost all, now I have some in subfolders, but almost all of the PowerPoint decks for our webinars. And so there's, let's do a quick count here. Just at least those in a row.
74 files.
74 files overall, roughly. Actually, we go by type. We'll see. Anyway, we'll see. There's a little bit more than that, but whatever.
Or you can press. I don't know if you know this in directory opus, but you press asterisk, and it will allow to enter wildcards to filter. Yeah, and then So
there's
65.
Yeah, so I missed 3 initially. So anyway, let's say I wanted to have access, and this is what I thought we would have some fun with it. We're going to first start this way. I want to have access to all of these, right? So correct me if I'm obviously I go to add. Now, do I say folder? I think it's folder, right? Yep. Continue, and I'm going to say PowerPoint. Of course, I have a hot string for that too. PowerPoint. And then I click here. Is that right, John?
You enter the path to the folder.
Okay. And then click here.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm just turning it on.
So just for a basic on that, if you do not turn live folder option on, it will be just a menu item that will open this folder. But you can turn this item to a submenu that will contain the files or the subfolders in this folder.
So I'll click add, save, and now I have, hey, that's interesting. How did it get that that icon?
So just return. Yeah, the icon is took from the root folder that you selected. So if you go to menu, okay, first let's see a few things. You change the number of items by column in the middle. So you do it only if you have a very large number of items to avoid having to scroll in your submenu. And if you want to use it, you will give the largest number that your screen can hold. So maybe it's 25 items that can be displayed per column. You can include, so you can filter to have only PowerPoint files as you did at the bottom by entering the extension.
All right, so let's try this a second time. Yeah.
No.
Maybe it didn't reload.
No, just return to your configuration.
Oh.
You have to put 0 in the column number. By default, it's 0. I don't know why you entered 2, why 2 was there, but by default, it's 0.
Okay, sorry. So why didn't the PowerPoint deck should have been listed instead of, I would have thought, there we go. But now it's.
So what you have by default, you selected that you want to document, but you also have subfolders that you can access. If you don't want subfolders, you can exclude them.
Okay. Well, and so it would change. It's going to change things slightly. However, let's stick with what we got for now, because I
Yeah,
do want
but
to.
you could exclude folders. Just that there's a checkbox bottom right, exclude folders.
Yeah, but I do want to.
And then you will have only the decks in this
Right.
folder.
But what I was going to do next, I wanted to include that. I'll just add them back. It's fine. So here is, I could easily click on any of these and scroll. This is.
Yeah, so you have to scroll because you have more decks than what can be shown in one screen. So that's where you would use the column number and maybe use a large enough number that would make it, maybe if you enter 25.
Oh, that's how many. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was
number of
saying,
items per column.
Okay. All right. I was thinking it was the number of columns.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So we'll save that. So, and the other great thing is, of course, this is live, right? So as we add things to this folder or subtract, they get updated, and I don't have to go build all these crazy menus, right? Which to me is freaking amazing. This is awesome. Yeah, so I could click. Well, actually, I saw your name somewhere in here. Here we go. Here's the one you did on the 64th one. That was the most recent one you did.
Objects, yeah.
And it would open it. I'm not going to click it to open it. But let's say it's kind of annoying having all of them in here, or I had departments or something. And that's where I was thinking, if we come back to here, what I might want to do is to, create a folder. Where'd it go? That was weird. Oh, it has this filter on.
Yeah.
On, hey, 2019, right? And then I'll do another one. Do folder 2021. And I guess I should do one for 2020. New folder. And of course, I have my names because I just did it that way. I'm just going to group everything under, so I could rename that one. But we'll do everything from 2019. So I'm going to move those into here. How did those not? That's interesting. 2020. But again, you might group them by department or whatever, right? In 2021. And now I do need to come back in here. That was why I wanted to have the
subfolders, yeah.
But no biggie. My folders, and remind me, here we go. There we go.
Yeah, and also one more thing you have to do. Because if you try it right now, just show as it is now, it will show the subfolders, but only as an item that you can click to open these subfolders. If you want to have subfolders to also be live menu, you increment the top number of subfolder levels to include in live folders menu to 2. Then it will scan the first folder and all its subfolder to show what's in these submenus, in these subfolders.
This is where having the developer actually do the work, help you do this stuff, really helps. So here we go. 20. So look at how easy now I've got these grouped together, right? So and imagine how long, Jean, just imagine if you were trying to program that in AutoHotkey and add one or a new one or change your organization. Like, it's such a pain, and QAP makes it so simple. Yeah, very cool.
And so you have also all the other subfolders that you already had that you can also scan. If you don't want them, you could create a separate folder just for your decks without other subfolders than those that would be your categories or your years or your departments.
Right. Yeah. So I think that's a brilliant, simple usage of QAP. And I'll probably move this somewhere, but it's great because now if I know of something I worked on, I'm like, you know what, I can easily jump to this. And not have to go find the PowerPoint and find this. I can very quickly get to
and if you use it frequently, you could have a hotkey to open just this folder, just this menu with this live content.
Right. Yeah, which I have. If I right click and I go here to the Automator and then go to news, you can see it here actually. And this is, I love, Jean, is you can see this. It's Windows. If it's my special mouse 1 is what triggers QAP because it's very convenient for me. But if I want to get to this one, I can hold down Windows and click it, and it starts there for me because I use that so much. Now I don't have to go navigate to the high level and go under it. Very, very cool. So awesome. Thank you so much. That's a great little tip. I'm looking at the here. Is there an easy way for Zoom API to tell HK if mic is muted or unmuted? Well, is there an easy way for Zoom API to tell HK if
to detect if the mic is muted or not?
Well, I don't know why I'm confused on why you're referring to the Zoom. Like, wouldn't you just use Windows for that? Would there be a benefit of using the Zoom API, which I don't think you can do? The Zoom API, in my experience with it, is really it's a web service API for connecting to their servers and doing things. But I think you would just monitor to check if a certain mic is available. The problem in Windows is the mic number, like the input device number and stuff, I think changes as you plug and unplug things, and so you'd have to go get the name of the thing. But I think you can programmatically use it.
Yeah, but if you mute inside Zoom, you have to talk to Zoom or to ask Zoom. It's not. Is it your mic in Windows that is muted or only in Zoom?
Really good point, Jean. And maybe that was why he was asking. But even then what would you do with that information?
I don't know.
Yeah.
There are two other questions. I can help for the third one, which is it's Brian Bills asking these questions on the YouTube chat. Can you tell GUI to appear at screen 2, not XY? So XY is on the main screen. If you enter 100 and 200 to show it at X 200 and Y 200, it will be somewhere near the top left of your screen. If you have two screens and if your second screen is on the left of the first one, of the main one, the X number, if you enter a negative number, it will go to your screen 2. So by entering, it depends on how your screen are laid out. But if you enter a negative 600, for example, it will position your window on your left monitor. The other question was about, is there a way to send AHK over network? So, yeah.
Sorry, I just want to clarify. You can see this, right? Are these the numbers that would be used?
Number one, the top left of number one. So if you position your mouse right there at the top left, it is this. No, I mean on this little diagram. So this is the position 0, 0. Everything that will be negative X will go to your screen 2. Everything that will be negative Y will be on your screen 3. So the central point is the top left of your main screen, and from there everything is positive will be on the right. If you would have a second screen on the right side, if your first screen is, let's say, is 2000 pixel wide, the starting at 2001 would be on your right monitor. So that's the way. So you need to know the width of your screen. So there's a command in AutoHotkey to detect the width, the dimension, the resolution of your screens, and you have to do some calculation based on that.
Yeah, I thought, and it was my bad because I got distracted when you were saying your answer. I thought you mentioned the 1 and that there was a number you could refer to that would,
No, that's the XY coordinates that you change based on 0, 0 being the top left of your main screen. Yeah, the primary. Yeah.
Thank you. And then to the other question, and that's where, of course, it's kind of nebulous how you asked it, but is there a way to send AutoHotkey over network? If you mean, I'm not sure what you mean by over network. If you mean the internet.
Yeah, maybe it's sending keys to a distant computer.
Yeah, can you clarify, Brian, what you mean by that? Because there's a lot of different things. I mean, API calls, browser requests, those are, over the HTTP protocol, which is generally speaking over your network. You could mean network as meaning to specify, like I want to control another computer sitting in the same room as me, which, and that's where you're meaning sending keystrokes or to control something or network information. Like there's a lot of different ways that could be interpreted. And now we'll wait for the delay to come through.
Yeah, the 45 seconds delay before YouTube users hear what we say. If we have time and no question, I worked recently, just packaged some code I had to find a file on your computer. If you don't know where it is, there are various ways to find where this file can be on your computer. So I could demonstrate that. I just had to pull this together recently, so something I could demonstrate.
Sure. Well, I was just curious. Matthew, I see you logged in here. I'm just curious if you had anything specific that you had a question to. Sure.
Hey, gentlemen. No,
Hi, Matthew.
I'm just a fly on the wall today.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. I was telling Jean, I'm like, I often learn. It's kind of funny because I'm here to help people, but I often learn a lot at these weekly calls. So yeah, I get you.
What I mean is my touch screen is another computer, another PC.
Yeah, that's tougher than you might think. I'm trying to think of what I would do. I mean, do you have a network or a Dropbox or something that connects the computers? Yeah, and of course, now we'll wait for the. I feel like we're doing an old like network, in the news report where the people on the call are talking, and then like 30 seconds later, the person finally responds. But yeah, it's what I would. I wrote something an eon ago of sharing my clipboard between computers, and it leveraged that you have like a Dropbox or a network drive, and basically I saved the clipboard as a file, and then had that other computer reading that file and would put it into its clipboard there, which was really helpful. So as long as you have a shared folder that both can access, you could have a script running on your other computer that watches a certain folder and looks for something. And on your first computer, you change something, telling it to do something, and then it would actually trigger AutoHotkey on that other computer to go, hey, mouse here, click here, or do whatever, right? So
maybe Brian could join us on Zoom. He's asking for
a
Zoom link. So is it already in the description of the?
Yeah, I'll or if
you can put it on the chat.
Whoever can find it first. Invite, copy, invite link. Here we go. Yeah, I should try to remember to post that in the YouTube chat at the beginning of the call. It's just and you can sign up. There's a Fridays, which I have in somewhere. I think it's Fridays. Let me check to sign up to get notifications and reminders.
So in 45 seconds. No, he will get the link right now. So he will.
Right.
So Brian will miss 45 seconds of our call because he will jump to the live thing. Here he is. Hi, Brian.
You're gonna have to.
He's muted.
Yeah, unmute yourself. Still unmute.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
What I'm asking is, I'm looking at doing a broadcast. I always do a broadcast every week. So what I'm trying to figure out is there a way to connect? Can you guys still hear me? Yeah, you guys can. I'm trying to connect up a touchscreen interface to my computer because I want to be able to create a GUI that I can touch and have it do something on my main computer, like turn on source on OBS or something like that.
Yeah, I understand your question now better. I wouldn't do that with AutoHotkey. It's not really, it's, you know, the nature of what it does. But there are lots of tools that you can have on that other thing and use it as a display, and connect with like a Wi-Fi or wireless or a Bluetooth, and then you could use it as another screen. And when it's another screen, then you can interact with it.
So that's the only good way you guys can think of is like Space Desk.
That right? The SpaceX is one of those things. Yes, yeah, something like that is because you need a way to discover that device, and that's something that, hey, the other tools, AutoHotkey could help automate when something else is doing it, and I'm sure someone could program it AutoHotkey, but it's that's a lot of custom stuff that it's way over my knowledge base.
All right, I just wanted to know if you guys knew a way to do it easy or using Space Desk.
Mm-hmm. Now, we actually have a couple podcasts, I think, where I demonstrated using my phone as a touch screen, running AutoHotkey code and being able to click things. And then a user, I can't remember his name, he was over in Europe somewhere. He made an entire keyboard that it gets displayed on the screen, and you can customize the buttons. It's pretty amazing. But that's still not connecting. We're not using AutoHotkey to connect to it. We're just, after it's connected, throwing a GUI up on that screen and getting the input from it.
All right, that's roughly what I'm doing right now. I just didn't know if there was a better way of doing it.
Cool.
I love AutoHotkey nowadays. So
yeah, it's a great time saver. That's awesome.
Thanks for your cue last week about how to log into Zoom automatically. It saves a lot of time on the podcast.
Look, now that you said that, let me because I've refound. That's not right. Refined. Refound. I refined what I did. Let me share my screen and then I'll show the code. So right now, and I'm not going to launch it, but in QAP, I have a Zoom spot and I have a link to my Friday. And of course, this is the cool thing. I can change the icon. I can change the name. This launches my default one. This launches that one. What I did is I point to scripts, right? To AutoHotkey scripts that are on my computer. And let me, because I'm not sure of the path of them. So I'll copy that and open it in Studio. So here is, I have it now configured where you can set up your name, the meeting ID, even with spaces or whatever, and then a password, which also, by the way, because I think my password in this thing is 1, so I could have it as this, or as the actual hashed version of it. And then if I want the webcam to be launched or not. And so it goes through, and my script uses regread to find the path of Zoom, because I've had it where when Zoom updates, the path to it changes. And so I'm scanning the registry to go find that path and then dynamically pass these things to the URL, well, the parameters from the command line. And then this is where if you want your webcam to launch, you set it to a true or a 1 up here, and it will launch your webcam using AutoHotkey, because I didn't find a good way to do that. But what's cool about this is you save each one of these for your meetings, for each different meeting, and you can have a different name, you can have the passwords, because in Zoom, that history only has so many and they disappear. And this allows you, so I'm actually working on a separate version. I had talked to Jean about it, but and maybe someday, Jean, we can chat a little bit more about being able to really, because what I realized was, hey, I still need this regread besides the command line. Like I need the regread and this to be able to, have it all work. So I thought, what, maybe what I should do is create my own, script that has the menus and submenus, but has AutoHotkey also to trigger these things. Because it's one thing with everyone here, right? We're all using AutoHotkey anyway, so it's not a big deal. But for people that don't, do this stuff, to get them to install AutoHotkey or whatever, I just that's a big, to me, it's a big ask, and I'd rather just have one tool that does it all. And of course, I'm not going to have this. It'll have a GUI that says, what do you want your name, your meeting ID, and your password for this thing, and do that. but yeah, so hopefully, if you're doing a lot of Zoom meetings, this to me is just, it'll really be nice, because then you can just have them somewhere with full and substructures under that. If you really have a lot, like, it's one of the big selling points to QAP to me is I get to put things into how, no matter where the files are organized or bookmarks on the website or wherever, however they're organized, I can structure them in a way that makes sense to me. And that's what to me is just the wow of QAP is it'll let you do that. Anyone else have any other questions? Oh, touch your piece. Going once, going twice.
Will we be off next week, the 24th?
Ooh, I'll probably, I mean, I can understand, Jean, if you don't be here.
I will not be able to attend. Yeah,
No worries.
family gathering.
Yeah, and I'm sure most people will. I'll probably, just because it's, it's not a big deal for me, and I'll probably be here, but yeah. I'll probably
I won't for the next 2 weeks. I won't be able.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Well, awesome. Thank you all for joining. It was a lot of fun. And have a great holiday if you're not here, and we'll see you soon.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you.
And Dylan,
Bye,
thank
guys.
you for walking us through Discord. That was really helpful.
Thank you very much.
I learned a lot.
Bye, everyone.
Sure.
Happy holidays. Bye.